Good evening and thanks for joining us. With the May long weekend just around the corner, we're all looking for signs of a return to something close to normal. And in some parts of this country, there is a bit of good news. What you'll be allowed to do this long weekend, though, depends on where you live. Alberta reported 50 new cases of COVID-19 today. In most of the province, restaurant, bars, retail stores and hair salons got the go-ahead to reopen today with strict physical distancing rules in place. In Calgary, though, Alberta's largest city and the city of Brooks, nothing changes. Heather Yourex-West explains why.
Yes, unfortunately, you heard the news. Yes, we're going to have to reschedule your appointment.
This was supposed to be reopening day at Hair Booth House. The Calgary salon was booked solid, but instead of doing hair, stylists here are busy rebooking their clients after learning late Wednesday that plans to reopen were being delayed.
We know it's for the best, but you know, it's a little frustrating just because they gave us less than 24 hours. So calling clients and rescheduling everyone is a little bit hard.
Across much of Alberta, the number of new COVID-19 cases has fallen and hospitalization rates are low. In fact, most of the cases in this province are confined to two municipalities, Calgary and Brooks, where outbreaks at nearby meat packing plants have contributed to large clusters of infection.
In these municipalities, we must recognize the higher number of cases we continue to see compared to the rest of the province. I know this may be frustrating for some residents and businesses, but we ask you to be patient. Your safety remains our top priority.
Restaurants in these centres will now have to wait until at least May 25th before opening to guests. But this business owner feels even that day is too soon.
We're not planning to open until maybe July 1st, just after July 1st. We'd like to make sure that we have everything in place properly, safe procedures, staff's ready to come back, and make sure that the guests feel comfortable when we're open.
Until then, the eatery is focusing on takeout, bringing in just a fraction of what an open dining room normally does.
But Alberta's economy was struggling heading into the COVID-19 crisis, and it's been made worse by a collapse in the price of oil unlike anything the sector has ever seen. It has been a painful time for many, and recovery is not likely to happen anytime soon.
It'll be tough. It was tough in the last little bit with the downturn in the economy, but now it's going to be even harder, I think. It'll be very, very hard.
Heather Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.
Ontario is starting phase one of its reopening plan. There were 258 new confirmed cases there today, and that is the lowest single-day increase since March. Public health officers say the downward trend means some restrictions can carefully be lifted. On Saturday, private parks, campgrounds, marinas, and golf courses will be allowed to reopen. Restrictions are also being lifted on more retail stores, workplaces, and construction sites. In all cases, physical distancing and hygiene rules must be obeyed. Ontario Premier Doug Ford says businesses should only reopen if they are ready.
We cannot let our guard down now. We must watch the trends like a hawk. As we get more and more people back to work, the risk of flare-ups is real. So we need to stay vigilant.
Eric Sorensen takes a closer look at Ontario's reopening plan and why some businesses will have to wait.
The Ontario government has given the green light to some activities to get rolling this long weekend. Marinas and boat clubs, private parks and campgrounds, and golf courses. It's a short summer in this country, and this Ottawa Golf Club is scrambling to be open Saturday with distancing and other rules.
I just came out of the clubhouse and every phone in the clubhouse was on hold or ringing, so people are excited to get out.
More businesses can open next Tuesday. Retailers with street entrances, all construction can resume, as well as surgeries and other medical services, plus household cleaning and maintenance, seasonal sports venues like tennis courts, pet grooming services, and off-leash dog parks.
We're getting thousands of people back to work. We've laid a solid foundation for economic reopening and recovery.
There's almost a sense of pride among Ontarians for getting to this point.
Everyone in Ottawa is, playing our roles properly, and I'm glad to see that.
I think nice spring day and room for some more optimism.
We've come a long way since we battened down the hatches 2 months ago, though fatality numbers remain a concern. In March, 33 people in Ontario died from COVID-19. In the first 2 weeks of May, 716 people have died. But it's deemed safer now because hospitals have shown the capacity to cope and testing has increased to better monitor the virus.
Now that we've been able to sort of make real impact with those measures, you now start looking at all of the other concerns, because the economic concerns are real. It's not at all to underplay that, and to say, what can we safely do?
At the same time, the public's anxiety has diminished over time.
I think people's sense of risk is now growing into a little bit, for some people, impatient, because they kind of are not seeing the risks are affecting them in an immediate sense.
Some businesses, like restaurants, didn't make the cut. A little too intimate to open yet. Same for hairdressers and barbers. Even the Premier misses that.
Look at my hair. I look like a sheepdog right now. I think dog grooming, I should go there and get a little clip myself.
Jokes aside, the aim is step by step to limit new outbreaks and prevent having to roll back what's being opened first. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.
There's so much information surrounding coronavirus out there now. We know you have questions. Email your questions at globalnews.ca. Tune in to Global National or go to globalnews.ca/coronavirus now to find the answers.